Yo, what's going on, everybody? SoCal's Garden Adventures here, back at the farm. Got out of the shower, ate dinner, and now I am ready to smoke and relax and take it easy. Hope everyone's having a great night or day, whatever part of the world you're in. And, got a couple things I want to talk about. But first, I want to try to not save the live, sorry. I want to try to share the live with other people. Let them know that I'm going live, so 1 second, please. So tonight, I'm going to talk about gardening and how to optimize your garden, what you need, and why, and also hydroponic versus organic, and why. Whoops, let me fix this 1 second. And hydroponic versus organic, and why I prefer organics over hydroponic. Now let's talk about the mending and about taking care of your soil, because that's extremely important. And I take pride in my soil, and I take pride in my gardening. And best way to take care of your plants is doing the no-till gardening style, which I like to use different various amendments. Uh, for example, I like to use different types of down-to-earth dry amendments like bone meal, fish meal, kelp meal, um, sesame meal, or no, was it sesame something? Can't remember the name of it at the moment, but I like to use guano, chicken poop, goat poop, as well as composted leaf material and grass clippings, and that really makes it extremely fertile. But also what I do is I'll add nitrogen fixing crops around the outside of the plants, like what I have right now in this pot, which is the clover that's popping up there, and you can see the chickens have eaten a good portion of it. But I like to add clover, sorry, and different types of nitrogen fixing crops in order to suck the nitrogen from the air on into the plants, or into the soil, I mean, to make it bioavailable to the plants. I'll add also a mycorrhizae, I'll add grokashi, and the reason for grokashi and using the can't remember the name of it. No, the the mycorrhizae? I can't remember the name of the brand at the moment, but using that as a way to increase the nutrient intake and add good microbes to the soil to make it beneficial to be able to break down um, the or to add the fertility to the soil, but also add a layer of bioactivity that will create an optimal climate for the plants. I also like to use biochar. That's another thing I would add to my soil, and that will help to give the microbes a place to stay. In case there's a low amount of microbes left in the soil, I may have forgotten to water it someday. There'll still be microbes in the crevices of the biochar, so it'll still be able to give it life, or still will have life in that soil. So that way I can be able to continue on watering it and giving it compost teas, and it will add more uh, of the good microbes to that soil, refresh it, and will allow them to thrive in that optimal climate. Now, the do's and don'ts of doing no-till, there's a lot of don'ts, or a lot of controversy on what to do with microbes and what to do when it comes to no-till gardening. But I personally believe that you're not supposed to add partially composted material to your soil. That is a big no-no. That is why I make sure my compost is ready before actually putting it in. The next thing I would do is check for bugs, check for any thrifts, any kind of bugs that will shorten the life or will cause the plants to just die out over time. Um, I'll make sure that there's none of that in my soil, in my compost. And if there is, I will take care of it and get rid of the bugs before feeding them, before giving it to the plants. That's a big must. I'm gonna wrap myself up in the blanket because it's getting cold. But now, when should you start amending your soil? My best advice to you is to start during the late fall. Start right after harvest. Once you're done harvesting from the last crop, immediately start amending the soil. Start giving it all the compost and the dry amendments, the nitrogen fixing crops, the composted goat poop, composted chicken poop. Make sure that it's all in there, and do this throughout the winter, the fall and the winter. And then by the time you get into springtime, your soil is going to be extremely fertile to the point where um, you won't need to add bottled fertilizers to your soil. All you're doing is you're just adding water to compost tea. And I should probably specify that using only RO water. Do not use hose water. I know some people like to use hose water. It's something I used to do back in the day when I was growing, but now I'm using RO water only, and that will, because the chlorine in the water will kill the microbes, and also all the other crap they add to the water. So this is why I like to filter it out properly, so that way I know that the soil is ready to go. One second, I got definitely some Arizona tea. Not Arizona, sorry, Lipton. Dropping my Lipton bottle. There we go. My brisk. Not Lipton, sorry, brisk tea. Now I know some of y'all will like to add bottled fertilizers to your soil, thinking that, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. It's still it's still organic, or it's semi-organic, so it's okay. It's not a big deal. But what you're doing is you're actually playing. You're not. Sorry, not playing. That's the wrong word to use. But you're messing up the ecosystem by doing that. You're actually doing damage to the ecosystem and to your soil by adding bottled fertilizers, especially chemical or semi-organic 50-50 synthetic 50%, or sorry, 50% synthetic, 50% organic nutrients such as advanced nutrients, one of them. And I'm not bagging on advanced nutrients or Remo's nutrients, but Remo's is also got is 50-50. It's not 100% organic, but when he does come up with an organic line, that is good for the soil, good for the ecosystem, great for the plants in general, I would be happy to try it. But for now, I do not use his nutrient line. I will use only dry amendments and everything that I specified just right now, or earlier. Um, I will not go as far as to do bottled nutrients because of the fact that it has an adverse effect on the plants, the ecosystem, and just the environment, and especially if you're growing outdoors, you want to leave no trails, little to no trail of, of what you've done in the past. You want to leave like a little behind, when it comes to uh, gardening, when it comes to what you do here on Earth. You want to leave the Earth better than what you left it. You want to make sure that when you're adding in, when you're gardening, you're not going to harm the environment. You're not going to cause more damage to that said environment around the surrounding area. Another thing is I like just the taste of the cannabis that's organically grown compared to the hydroponically grown cannabis. It's just tastier. I know some people will say that, I could tell the difference between organic and synthetic, and yeah, I don't think that's true. I call bullshit on their lies, or on that statement, and you can totally tell the difference between organic cannabis. Um, Sorry, they said that they can't tell the difference between organic cannabis and synthetic. They say it's the same. It's either way. You're putting in nutrients into the plants. You're giving it to them, giving them what they need, and then they're basically growing out and flowered out, harvested, flushed and harvested. But honestly, I believe that you can tell the difference between hydroponically grown cannabis and organically grown cannabis, and there's a huge difference in taste. It's smoother. Organic is smoother. It's got a nicer taste. It burns nicer. It grows nicer. I know people could add bud shiners and all this other stuff to their weed or their cannabis, but it really does a disservice to the integrity of the cannabis in general. Come on, duck, get out of here. Get going. Now my duck is bugging the hell out of me. Or my mom's duck. Come on, ducky. What are you doing? Come on. This is my mom's duck. This is Pebbles, our Muscovy duck. Oh, Pebbles. Yeah, that's our Pebbles. My Pebbles. Oh, that's our Pips. Our troublemaking duck. Our troublemaker. Yeah, you are a troublemaker. Oh, and you're mean to chickens, or to our chickens. Yeah, you just grab them by the neck and just tear them up. Alright, I'm gonna let you go. It's okay, Pebbles. It's okay. It's okay, duck. Come on. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay, Peps. It's okay, squeaky squeaks. Yeah. But now let's talk about oh yeah, integrity. That's right. I was gonna just go right straight to hydroponics versus organics, um, which actually really is talking about hydroponics versus organics. It really is within that range of subject matter, but um, you lose your integrity when it comes to when you grow hydroponic cannabis versus when you're growing organic. There's no integrity in growing hydroponic cannabis at all. That's why I don't do hydroponics. Um, Honestly, I'd rather take organic cannabis. I'd rather smoke organic cannabis and grow organic cannabis over hydroponic. I have a whole bunch of hydroponic gear that I'm never going to use. I'm just going to keep it stacked up in the corner. And it's a shame, you know, that I'm not going to be able to use it. I might just have to sell it, and try to get rid of it. And then with the money, I'll just go ahead and buy some more organic soil and some other organic dry amendments to take care of this year's crops. But yeah, it really uh, organic is superior cannabis compared to hydroponic. And I'm all about superiority. I'm all about that superior cannabis. Um, Anything that isn't I should say superior organic cannabis, I don't want nothing to do with it, you know. Cheers. Oh man, it's clogged. 1 second. I only want top shelf. That's me. Like, that's just how I am. It's top shelf or no shelf. Or no smoke, you know? Like, I'm not gonna smoke, period. What I plan to do this year is run everything on trip lines and get a fish tank. I really love to do this. Get a fish tank and start raising a whole bunch of fish, tilapia, and specifically, and use that poop water as a way to fertilize the plants, or to add to my compost teas, and use that in the compost tea in order to make a really great tea to feed each individual plant. And that would still be in the realm of organics. I know there's some people that would say that's really a broad statement, because when you want to say something is organic, you don't necessarily have, animal waste product is not necessarily what comes to mind, at least for some people. But I have to say, when you're using fish fertilizer or fish poop in your compost teas, it actually um, there's a synergetic relationship with what you're throwing in there. With the Boogie Brew compost tea and all the other organic uh, ingredients that you're throwing into it. But that's why I'm going to be adding the But I just gotta. That's why I'm gonna be adding the fish fertilizer to it. But I have to find a fish tank that is at least about 100 to a 200 gallon. Or, yeah, at least 100 to 200 gallons, and I gotta find a place to put it. Which I was thinking of putting it right by the tarp, actually, right over here. Let me see here. Right over there where that tank is, where that reservoir is. And I'm also thinking about taking that reservoir and finding where the holes are, because there's holes in this reservoir tank here, um, or this yeah, water reservoir. Sorry, I'm just tired right now. It's scatterbrained, but I'm gonna go ahead and fix that up and add some fish to that as well. But that'll also be the duck's pond where she can swim in and have a great time. But it's gonna go right over there. And I was thinking about having the fish tank above ground, probably up to that level, and then I'm gonna have that right underneath it. So that way the duck can go right underneath it, and she can have a blast and swim, and I can have uh, double the fertilizer, double the compost teas, and I can be able to feed every single outdoor plant, including the plants in the raised bed, all the vegetables and fruit trees I'm going to be growing in pots as well. Um, yeah, cheers. I'm also thinking about getting a couple more 55-gallon drums so I can be able to have more fresh water to add to the fish tank, but also to feed to the plants. And I'm just giving it a break from the compost teas. I'm just gonna give it only fresh RO water instead, and that's gonna be really it's gonna be really nice for the plants. They're gonna really love that transition, because I don't want to give them compost tea all the time. I want to give it I want to give my plants at least a week break from compost teas. So I'd say once a week is optimal for me. For the plants, I mean, and well, for my schedule too, because like I want to try to um, set a schedule up to where I could follow it through completely. It's easy for me, and it's minimal amount of work. Although I'm going to be working my butt off anyways, but I mean it's going to be that not that hard to set up and to have done, and yeah, it's going to be really down to the point, really down to the science, and really looking forward to this year's crops, or this year's outdoor grow, 2021. Um, Another thing I really would like to do is set the tree house back up and start rebuilding that, and start growing up in the tree again, because I haven't done that in years, and I would like to get back to doing that. Build a wall, big tarp wall, um, and create like a greenhouse in the treehouse by using PVC pipes and 2x4s, 2x8s, and like just rebuilding the whole bridge, because my bridge is completely rotted out basically. Um, Last time I was up there, I almost slipped and fell, almost fell through. Um, so it'd be really wise to rebuild that bridge and just rebuild the whole thing, from scratch. And this is also really great for keeping thieves out. If you want to grow your plants in a suburban area without thieves coming in and stealing it, you should definitely take my method of growing. I take basically my method is not really my method, but it's really the method of the Hawaiians who perfected growing in trees. And, um, and I learned it from a Hawaiian hippie who introduced me to that. And I want to try to replicate that in the best ways that I can. And like I said, the cool thing about growing in trees is they can smell it, but they can't find it. They know it's somewhere. They're going to see these plants down here, but I'm going to be watching them 24/7. But they're not going to be able to get the ones in the tree because that's about like 15, 20 feet up. Um, so you can't climb up that thing. It's impossible. Unless you want to get your hands really cut up and end up falling from 15 feet. Um, it'll be near impossible. But I doubt that anyone's going to want to climb the tree. Honestly, I don't even think anyone's going to know that there's cannabis plants in the tree. Um, it'll be impossible to find out. The only way they're going to find out is if they watch this video or they watch other previous videos or upcoming videos of me building the tree house and starting to grow up there. That's the only way that they would actually know that I'm growing in the tree. But even then, they would have a hard time climbing up that tree. It'd be really hard for them, which is something I love. I mean, I love that idea, that concept of making an impenetrable fortress, in the tree that nobody can penetrate, nobody can find out about, or nobody can get into, and having just a giant ocean of plants in that tree that would produce pounds and pounds of fresh cannabis. Cheers. So that's the plan, and I get working on that tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go to the hydro store, or the local hydro store. I have to get all my equipment, get some more soil to fill up the holes, because I got two big holes I have to fill with good soil. I dug out a bunch, actually I dug out a good portion of the native soil out of the hole here behind me. I still got a little ways to go. I probably have to dig it up a little bit more. But the hole over there in front of me, that's got to get redug up because the chickens and also just erosion from the rain and from washing the porch off, or the walkway off and all that, caused this dirt to reaccumulate. So it's going to be a big job tomorrow afternoon, that's for sure. Tomorrow morning. And I got a lot of chicken poop to clean. A lot of chicken poop. More than I want to clean up right now. But that's just part of raising chickens, to be honest. You're going to have a ton of poop that is really great compost, but has to get cleaned up, man, because you got to have a sanitary area for your animals. So that's what I'm doing. It's just part of farming, is to take care of the animals, take care of their habitat, and make sure everything is good. Also, I need to rake up the walkway. That's another big job. Is get all these sticker balls, leaves, leaves and chicken poop out of the walkway, so that way I can be able to give them a nice clean spot to hang out at and walk through. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a hell of a job tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it, but I got to do my job, so that's just part of farming. But back to no-till growing. Um, I recommend everybody growing no-till. I recommend everyone just get rid of your bottled nutrients right now. Check out Mendo Dope's no-till video. He'll basically they show you how to no-till your plants, or how to do no-till, how to um, how much dry amendments and compost you have to add to your soil. Um, it gives you basically they're just telling you or giving you their whole rundown of their tips and tricks and how to do no-till gardening. Um, but I definitely recommend checking them out. Mendo Dope, mad shout out and mad respect, big ups, bless up to Mendo Dope and the Mendo Dope crew. Love you guys' music. Big fan. And I've been big fan for a while now. Um, and I hope to maybe see you in concert sometime, man. If you're ever coming down here to do a concert out here in LA, or do an event out here in LA, I definitely want to meet up with you guys and talk to you guys in person. That'd be awesome. But also to see your concert, because I like I said, I listen to your music, man. So and I really enjoy listening to it. And but yeah, but if you follow their their guidelines and how they do it, and you do it to a T, guaranteed you're gonna pull at least about some nice 5, 8, even like some 10, 15 pounders. Um, just look up their videos. You'll see the kind of weight they produce during Croptober. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, their buds are just like the size of my head, like insane, absolutely insane. So yeah, that's you know, I gotta say, you know, no till for the win, 100%. Hey, what's going on, Steven Running? How you doing tonight, man? On my way to Walmart. Right on, dude. Hell yeah. I gotta do my shopping tomorrow. Actually, I gotta do that too. So it's definitely gonna be a big day tomorrow. I gotta go and get all the groceries for the week, But yeah, man, I haven't been to Walmart actually in a couple weeks, so I just been eating whatever I can have. Actually, I can find in the pantry and whatever's left in my freezer and fridge. But also going out, eating in and out, and eating um, tasty freeze in different places. But yeah, also I got a bunch of pots that I have to line up in on the basketball court. I'm gonna try to figure out tomorrow where my plants are gonna go, the design and the whole, basically this just the whole plan, in general. and how everything is going to be set, and just try to um, space them out just enough to where they have a bit of space between each other. I know they're going to eventually stretch out. I'm going to probably have to pull them back a little bit more, but I just want to kind of get an idea for just the beginning stages of vegetative stage throughout the middle stages. And then once they get into the middle stage, I could start separating them, and then I could figure out more how far they need to get stretched out, how far they need to be between each other, or how much more they need to be, separated from each other. And eventually I'm going to uh, fill up that whole basketball court with plants, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be sick. Like that whole place is just gonna be one giant forest of cannabis plants. Here, I'm gonna flip this around and show you. Really quick, show you the basketball court. Actually, you know what? I could probably get the light on. You can see a lot better because right now it's just so dark, and this light here, I mean, it lights this place up pretty good, but it could be a lot more better. Well, speaking of lights, that's another thing. I want to get one of my hoods that I have out there in the garage. I'm gonna trim all this down. All this down, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a dimmable a dimmable 1,000 watt HPS light, or metal halide, or that, or convertible. Where I can switch it from HPS to metal halide, and have it stuck up there, or sorry, not stuck, but have it hooked up there, so that way I could have the light beaming down onto the plants here in the basketball court. It'll light up this whole area, and it'll provide extra supplemental lighting for the plants, so that way I can keep them in a full vegetative stage without having to worry about them going into flower, especially when I first transition them outside. It's always a problem, is they'll go right straight to flower on me. But this is the basketball court. I gotta take that and throw that away. And I gotta figure out a place where I'm gonna put this swing, because I gotta make way for more plants. So I'm gonna probably try to hire a crane to lift this up over the house into the front yard and out of the way, so that way I can grow much more plants. I got my tables here. As you can see, they're covered up with pots and other stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and organize this tomorrow. I'm going to get these tables washed off, cleaned up, sanitized, and ready for the seedlings to come out here. And not just the cannabis seedlings, but also the vegetable seedlings. I'm going to make sure I'm going to have plenty of those back here. And I'm going to set up a separate table. I'm going to build, a separate table just like this one, but about that size. So maybe a little bit bigger than this this tray. But have that set up over here for a separate area of like vegetables or seedling or cannabis. I haven't figured out which one yet. I want to put in that particular table, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm also let's see. I want to build a compost pile still with all these crates I have here. So that's another project that I'm gonna do, and have that set up over here in the corner, so that way I can start composting leaves and grass clippings and chicken poop, and start getting some really great compost going. But yeah, imagine this whole place literally filled up with plants. Can you imagine that? I can. This one giant forest of plants. I'm also been thinking about adding this kind of design of wall or barrier to block off the light from the neighbors. I was thinking about doing that across this wall right here, going a little bit more further than the tree, so that way I can be able to have that light that they have, or their block off their back porch light from disturbing the plants. I'm also going to add some panda film along the bamboo there, going all the way across from that side all the way across to the other. So that way I can block off the lights from the city, and that'll create a more natural environment for the plants. Natural photo period without actually having to be disturbed and then get stressed and then they hurt me on you or on me. So that would really be terrible for that to happen. So got the DIY earth boxes. The homie Zach helped me make these. Rest in peace, Zach. Homie just recently died, and we're sad that he went. We give our blessing, we give our prayers and thoughts to the family, and pray that Zach made it to heaven. But yeah, Gorilla Glue is looking beautiful. This Gorilla Glue is starting to turn purple because of the cold weather, but pretty soon it's going to warm up back to the 80s. So that's going to be nice, and this plant's going to thrive in that climate. This is the other Gorilla Glue. Looking good, looking good. A little bit purple too, but it'll come back. I'm going to give it some compost that's rich in magnesium, so that way they can just grow right back, or they can green right back up, and hopefully it's not a magnesium um, deficiency, but if it is, I can correct it pretty easily. But if it's just the cold, then really I can't do much about that until the weather starts to warm up, and then once it warms up, then the plants will start getting a whole lot more greener. Aloe vera's got to get transplanted still. This thing is overgrowing the pot. Going to be using this aloe vera to clone a whole bunch of clones off the outdoor and indoor crop. And we got the seedlings, the unknowns. Got another unknown over here. Clover is growing really nice. And also I was thinking about getting some HPS lights for these trees. I was going to get one for this tree here, have it facing down towards the garden, as well as the center tree and this tree right here, in order to properly light up the yard. And that also means I'm going to have to get a different tarp. That blue tarp there is what I use to cover up the chickens during the rainy days, but I'm going to have to do is replace that with panda film that is cut out a certain way to where it can cover up this whole area. I might have to get a structure built around this jungle gym in order to create a blocked off, sealed off, well, not sealed off, but it's definitely blocked off area, so that way the chickens can sleep properly and they won't be disturbed by the light. Because that's the one thing I'm worried about, is just messing up these chickens' sleep. I want to make sure they get all the sleep they can get. Rhoda. Yeah. Good chicken. Yeah, I know, Rhoda. I know. You don't like being disturbed. You don't like being pet while you're trying to sleep. Yeah, I know, chicken. Yeah, that's the plan for the garden. And this is the hole I said I'm going to have to dig. I have to reshape it as well. This raised bed is pretty amended, but I still have to continue to amend it. And like I was saying in the previous live, I'm not sure if I'm going to grow here on the side, but I might put a couple plants right here just to test the theory that I would be able to possibly grow some plants in this particular part of the property. But we do have this structure here, we have the porch, and then we have this big pine tree that's blocking the light in the wall, massive wall, tarp, pandafilm. So it'd be a bit difficult to grow in that particular area, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try my luck, see what happens. But yeah, this year is definitely gonna be epic. I got my cactus over here, my cactuses, my two dragon fruits. Sorry about that. Clean the limbs off really fast. But another thing I would like to do is get more security cameras for the farm and have them put up in different various areas in order to keep an eye on the crop, keep everything safe. Not sure what I'm going to do right here for this planter against the wall of the house, but I might grow some vegetables here in this area, or maybe some strawberries or something like that. That'd be real nice. I gotta get to Lowe's or Home Depot as soon as possible before they start selling out. I know it's still early, but a lot of people like to buy their plants from Home Depot or Lowe's early, of course, to beat other people and to be able to get a lot better options, a lot more varieties in their garden. And that's another reason why I want to get there early. The early bird catches the worm, so I'm going to be that early bird catching the worm, that's for sure. Ooh, man, it's getting nippy out here tonight. Cannot wait till the weather starts warming up. Our chickens did a really great job digging up the raised bed and fertilizing it for us. I'm gonna have to seal it up though tomorrow. I'm gonna add more of this, or I should say a brand new roll of wire around this perimeter, and around the perimeter, I mean, and that'll keep the chickens out. This will be the walkway, the entrance, or maybe even have it over here somewhere where I can get in and yeah, chickens are gonna have one last day of fun digging in there, and then that's it. You're gonna have to start digging in the other raised bed next door, or raised beds, I should say, because there's two of them over there next door. Let's see, try to get the light. Enable flash. There we go. There's the hole. I'm gonna have to dig it a little bit deeper, but that's pretty much what I'm working with. I'm gonna have this wrapped around it, so I have a little water guard. I should say a washer guard. Sorry about that. But have a water guard around it. So look like that. Basically, when it's done, I'm gonna have another 2 more, possibly 3 more of these wooden stakes around it. I'm gonna add some chicken wire, not chicken wire, but this type of wire around it. And then add chicken wire so the chickens don't get into it. And first, of course, throwing in all the amended soil right straight into the hole with the grokashi and all the other amendments and mycorrhizas, and basically plant a nice good size 2-footer or 3-footer into that hole, and we'll have some amazing results in the end. And this is the walkway. I'm gonna have to chop that log down, that way I can burn it and keep warm during the night. I'm also gonna have to compost all of this hay. I'm gonna have to scrape it up and bring it over to the edge of the coop, and then just throw it right straight into a wheelbarrow, and just throw it right straight to the compost pile. Feeder needs to get shooken up. Yeah, that'll make them nice and happy. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Another thing I'm gonna have to do is straighten out this fence, because you can see it's kind of bent over, falling over. I'm gonna have to fix that and then rehammer the stakes in, and add some more stakes over there. And once I do that, I'm gonna add a panda film all the way across, so that way even another. I was also thinking about adding one more layer of chicken wire going across, or not chicken wire, but this kind of wire, and have it go all the way across to add extra height to it, and then have the tarp draped down, so that way we'll be able to block off the light coming in from over there next, over the wall. So once we have that done, it should be really dark back here. Actually, it should be pitch, but that'd be perfect for the plants. Gotta do everything I can for these ladies. Well, yeah, I gotta get this light post back up too. I still gotta do that. I'm gonna climb up the tree and have it tied up to the probably almost to the top of the tree, right about up to there, somewhere up in that area. And then once I do that, I'm gonna have it go all the way across. Gonna have the posts hooked up right here, nailed right straight into the raised bed, and then that's gonna provide. And once I have that hooked up, I'm gonna have, of course, one going across hooked up to that, and then I can put a nice CFL setup right over this pot. Gonna add another 3 more of these CFL lights to this post, so that way it provides much more light for the plants and or the plant, and help it stay in veg and help it to grow a lot more bigger. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, this 100% organic gardening, man. Recommend it for everyone. I recommend it to everyone. I mean, sorry. Got my scatterbrain right now. Been working hard, tired. It's starting to get a little late, but yeah, I definitely for sure recommend organic gardening over hydroponic. Save yourself money on bottled fertilizers, and bud shiners, all that crap. Don't even bother. Just do organic. You'll see the difference. Trust me. And you'll be happy you took my advice. Gonna have to do some work over here in the side of the house as well. Looks like. But yeah, don't bother with these crappy fertilizers. I mean, if you have integrity, which I know you have integrity, then you will do whatever it takes to keep your integrity. Then I recommend keep it organic, keep it natural, keep it you know bottled nutrient free. I mean, I would go as far as to say EM1. You might need EM1 or Super Thrive, but try to minimize your bottled nutrients. Like if you're going to use bottled nutrients, EM1, Super Thrive is not necessarily. Actually, no, no Super Thrive. Actually, I take that back. Just EM1 would be uh, would be all right. I heard something about these nutrient line called Mammoth. I don't know if you guys heard of them, but I heard they're pretty good, and then they're 100% organic as well. So I don't know about them, or I don't know if I would use them in my garden, but maybe someday I might give that a try. But right now, I like doing no-till, and adding EM1. I'm just stuffing a big old dog turd right now, man. These are all the bottled nutrients that I have. Shoot, I have that collected over the years. Dang it. Move that the heck over. But this is the EM1 microinoculant. Microbial inoculant. USDA organic and CCOF organic. Yeah, I already used the stuff. Whoops. So this is CCOF organic and USDA organic. I would use this, but only this. I would not go any further to add things like. This would probably be good for the compost teas, but just minimize your bottled nutrient intake. Really, you don't need bottled nutrients, to be honest, but if you are going to use bottled nutrients, minimize them. And don't use stuff like this. Don't use the rhino skin. Nature's Candy. Sorry. Remo's Nutrients, Nature Candy. Don't use that. Mad Farmer, Get It Up. Don't use that. Pure Blend Pro Grow. I wouldn't use this either. Silica Blast. No, you don't need Silica Blast unless you got, when you have what do you call it, aloe vera. Don't use that. Revive, definitely don't use that. This is pure garbage. Don't need that either. Yeah, that, don't use that either. Cano nutrients, no. No way. Bioweed, I mean, if I got composted, um, leaf matter and, mowed grass and all that, I can get the same results. So I'll just add that to the topsoil, add that in with, or add it with compost tea, and I can get the same results. So stick to what is best. That's what I say. If you love your garden, you love yourself, you love growing cannabis, then don't use bottled nutrients. It's just better that way. There's a difference between clean cannabis and dirty cannabis. You can have the clean stuff, it has a clean high, clean taste, and it's high quality, or you can have, the other choice, or you can have, um, poor quality cannabis, sorry, you can have high quality cannabis, but it's just not going to have the integrity of organics. Let's see, move this out the way. Yeah, I'm sleeping out here tonight. Got my sleeping bag rolled out, ready to go. And my bong, kombucha, plenty of snacks, but no firewood. And the TV is running, but the TV works, but it's still kind of got some glitches that I'm not really happy about. But yeah, here, let's take some bong tugs. Flip this around. Where's my lighter? Oh, there it is. Awesome. Cheers, everyone. Puff, pass. Yes, sir. Whoa. Need some Lipton or some brisk. Oh man. But yeah, another thing I want to try to do is been wanting to do this for a while, but rebuild the grow room in the garage. I know I've been talking about it too for a while, but have the garage grow room rebuilt and done more professionally in order that I could create a perfect environment for the plants. I have CO2 tanks. I have a large one and I have a smaller one, and I could take the small one and use it for the walk-in closet grow, but I could, but I'm going to use the bigger one, of course, for the larger room, and I got to get a regulator and all that stuff for it. But once I do, I can start. I can start a more professional grow for breeding and for testing out new crosses too, if I wanted to. But yeah, that's something I'm definitely considering in the near future is creating like a boxed out area, but I'm gonna have the ceiling because the ceiling's soft. It's not gonna hold up the weight of the lights that I have. They're big Raptors, and those are heavy duty lights, and literally heavy duty. And I'm gonna need some kind of not light hanger, sorry, a extra support, on the roof, um, extra reinforcement to hold up the lights, keep it in one place, or keep it from falling to the ground on the plants or on me, for that matter. So I got to talk to some friends and find out um, if they can help me do that. I would pay them in either cannabis um, or cash, just to help me to build reinforcement for the extra 2 or 3 lights I'm going to put in that room. And then I can set up a self-watering system like I do out here. And now I can put it on like a hands-free system where all I have to do is just fill the reservoirs. And add compost teas. Um, chop down the nitrogen fixing crops, and then add another layer of compost, dry amendments, and nitrogen fixing crops in order to continue that cycle, continuing to feed the plants naturally without having to add any kind of bottle. Well, not any, but of course, I'm going to add the EM1 to my compost teas, but that's it. You know, I won't mess with anything else. But being extremely strict on the feeding regimen, every so often, but every 3 or 4 days. But putting everything on timers would help me a lot because I could set it and forget it. I can go to Twin Peaks and stay in Twin Peaks for 4 days, 5 days, and I wouldn't have to worry about the garden whatsoever. I can leave it for 2 weeks and it would still be fine. The plants would still be alive. They're well taken care of, and all I have to do is just, and if I have to, I can always have a friend or family come over, fill the reservoirs for me, and I could stay extra time up there in the mountains or out in the desert. If I take a trip out to Vegas or somewhere else in the Mojave Desert, um, I could stay out in the Mojave Desert for much longer than I want, or than I need. I can be out there for easily 2 weeks and not have to worry about nothing. But that's the plan. I'm hoping that we can get things going, and the sooner I start working on my outdoor crop, the sooner I start cleaning up the garage and get everything organized and ready, sanitized, the faster I could start growing outdoors, the faster I could start growing indoors, and I can start getting things actually running. Get this get this plan underway. So I can easily grow up to, depending on the size of the pots, but I can easily do 20, 30 plants in the garage grow. And then I can do, like, depending on the size of the pot, but I could probably do like, 30 one-gallon pots in the larger tent on the back porch, then probably about 10 or 15 in the smaller tent. So I can start a nice little cycle, where I can continuously harvest plants. I can continuously um, keep putting them in, putting them out, keep bringing them in, bringing them out every like 2 months or a month and a half. And I could be able to have plenty of cannabis to last for a long while, extremely long while. I even donate it to a local dispensary within the area, and help some patients out. So I think that'd be really nice to do something like that, to help other people who truly benefit from using cannabis. It's people that really have serious issues like cancer or, you know, um, serious depression, and cannabis really helps with that. Or someone like me who smokes it for anxiety. Um, that's another, good reason to give it away, or to donate it. Um, yeah, and I can get my name out there. I could start a brand if I wanted to. I can have my own little brand going and continuously sell this stuff and make, or continuously donate it. I mean, and make a name for myself. Cheers. Unknown Kush that I got from the dispensary as a freebie because they came a day late. So they decided to give me two fat bag, 2 gram, 1 gram or 2 gram bags of some random Kush. They felt bad because they called me up in the morning. They're like, we're really sorry, that happened. Like, do you still want to order? I was like, yeah, still want to order. I'm not gonna like get pissed off at them about it, man. I'm just gonna be like, all right, at least they called me back, find it out, trying to find out if I still want some. A little bit bummed out at first, I was like, oh man, they didn't come. But now, right after, I mean, like the next day, they called me. I was like, oh, that's good, man. At least they're like, they understand they messed up and they want to like hook it up with some extra herb. So that was nice of them. Some dispensaries wouldn't even bother calling you back and finding out if you want that still. Like they would just hang up, or they would just like disregard you. They would disregard what you even called in the first place. Cheers. Oh, there's a little bit left. All right, I'll take that. Oops. Oh, there it goes. And I gotta hit up Course too. That's another thing. Is Course said he's gonna bring some CBD seeds over, or send some CBD seeds over from the UK, and I want to try them out. I really want to see what he brings me, and to see how they grow in the garden, outdoors and indoors, because I'm a big fan of CBD, as a lot of people know, and I love vaping it. I love smoking it. Um, I'm more into smoking it now than before. Um, Before I was taking like edibles, and I stopped taking CBD edibles. I just started. I don't know why. I mean, maybe I should actually get back into CBD edibles, but usually now I vape it, and I really like the effects of CBD and how it just relaxes me and calms me, and it's got these really positive effects for me that I prefer over the THC cannabis, which I'm smoking right now, um, which I have to work on trying to cut down and quit, because I got to get a job and I got to get things going here. I got to not allow smoking to get in the way, or getting high to get in the way. So I'm going to just go back to smoking CBD again starting tomorrow. I'm not going to get high anymore, and I'm going to get working on the garden. I'm going to really start pulling my weight and really start putting in some time and energy on the garden, and because I've been lagging it a bit, and I need to just start going full throttle at this, and really get serious about making sure everything is done before I start before I start putting the plants into the outdoor pots. I want to make sure everything is properly amended. I want to make sure, I want to make sure that the soil, is properly amended. I want to make sure that everything is properly secured. I want to make sure that the watering is set up. The watering system is set up properly, and I want to make sure that I get the watering system. Like I want to be able to buy that before we get into March, so that way I have the self-watering set up, ready to go on hand. And then once I do that, I can start I can start working on putting it together and getting everything set up properly, so I can get even distribution of water throughout every single plant back here. And I want to make sure that I start getting up more earlier. I've been I've been staying up late, and having issues with insomnia, so I got to work on trying to take care of that. I think I might have sleep apnea. I'm not quite sure, but I think that sometimes at night I stop breathing. But I gotta get that tested. You know what I mean? I gotta go to a sleep specialist and and be able to get myself looked at, or get my sleep problems looked at. Also, another thing, what was it? Another thing is better dieting, because I've been eating a lot of fast food. So I'm gonna stop eating fast food, junk food, and candies, and start working on taking better care of my health on a day-to-day basis. So I want to start making. That's why I want to start making more videos of me going out biking and getting exercise, and you know, make sure that everyone knows that I'm keeping up with my health, and I'm trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So and also I'll encourage other people as well to get into a healthier lifestyle and change their diet and get more exercise every single day, work out every day, and start. It'll get them hopefully to see also, because I'll lay out facts, about being lazy and about sitting around and all that, and they'll just think about that, and hopefully that'll help convince them to change their mind about the way that they live on a daily basis. So I want to try to be true inspiration to people and try to help as many people as I can. And yeah, but pretty much, yeah, I think that's all the weed I have. I only got a little bit left, but I'm not going to smoke that. I'm going to just take it easy now because I'm pretty baked. I don't think I need any more. Probably just give that to my brother. Or more likely just give it to my brother and he can have that because I don't smoke starting tomorrow, so he can have it. But yeah, let's see, it's 1:23. Sorry, what am I saying? It's 1:23. It's 10:45, and I'm in an hour and 24 minutes. So, man, I'm high. But yeah, hopefully, that'd be something to look forward to, you guys. Or that would be definitely something that you guys could look forward to. All right, so I gotta get going and gotta get to bed. But I'll see you guys later on. Have a great night, day, whatever part of the world you're in, and stay warm, especially all you guys out there in the Midwest and the East Coast. Stay toasty warm. I know it's getting cold, or we guys got an Arctic front coming down from Canada, and you guys are getting down in the negatives. But just hang in there, and hopefully spring will be coming around pretty soon. Actually, it's another several weeks from now, so we're getting pretty close to, well, not several weeks, another month or so, actually, I should say, 4 to 6 more weeks. But wait a second. Wait, hold on. I see about a month and a quarter. No, month to a month and a quarter, spring should be here. So, just want to make sure that I got the right, sure I get the right amount of time and all that, the timeline right. But, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, peace. Also, please rate, comment, share, and subscribe. If you haven't done that already, please do. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great night, guys. Peace.